Hi, my name is Andre, and today I'm going to review the WiiM Amp. I've purchased mine from a store called Visions Electronics for $449 Canadian plus sales tax. It was sold to me by a salesman. He kind of pitched it to me, it's like small form factor. You can connect speakers to it. You can, stream your Spotify and all sorts of other streaming options, with the unit software. And you can also like sync it up to other ones in your home, in your business, whatever. And they can all be playing the same thing or even separate things, whatever you want to do in the space that you have. Um, but yeah, I'm going to tell you the pros and cons here. So the pros, there's lots of connectivity options. You can stream Spotify, Amazon Music, Tidal, Napster, Deezer, Qobuz, Pandora, etc. They do not have native support for Apple Music or YouTube Music. But you can always use AirPlay, Chromecast, or Bluetooth. It also has compatibility with home servers like Logitech Medium Server, currently Lyrion, or even Navidrome via Symfonium. Symfonium's the client I like to use on my Android phone. But yeah, I'd imagine maybe you could even jellyfin to this thing too, but I have not dabble much in jellyfin. You can also do it with Plex, so like through the app on your phone, Chromecasting, or even on its own app there. Has TuneIn, iHeart Radio, or VTuner for your worldwide radio station listening. I don't really use those much. I kind of dabbled in it. I just think having a radio, it's a good extra feature. And obviously, it's not real radio. Like, it doesn't have receivers for FM or AM. It's just through apps on the internet. 3, very sleek design, as I said before. I normally buy regular AV receivers, but you can see they're pretty beefy compared to this. Although I think, yeah, I'm looking for more power. This thing has power, but I get the feeling like I'm not getting as much oomph behind the sound. Like, it kind of lacks a bit of depth. Like, it still sounds great, but I don't know if it's the speakers or the receiver. I'm going to have to do further tests in the future. But anyways, so the cons now. The lack of display on the front of the unit. I would like to see some words as to what input I'm currently on in the least. There is a color indicator light that indicates what input you're on. But it uses similar colors for indications. Like, there's 2 greens. They're kind of close in color. There's 2 greens for 2 different things, and there's 2 peaches for two other things, and a white light. So you get 5 inputs. It's your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, I think it's Spotify, optical in, and I don't know. Anyways, lack of display, right? It's only lights, and the lights look very close to each other, so you gotta go in the app to frickin' cycle through the options for your inputs. And I just think I'd rather have less time on my phone than more time on my phone, or just, less app dependency, which brings me to my second point. The lack of display leads to more dependence on the app, and you probably could get around not using the app outside of picking the input. Well, you probably could do it even with picking the input, but a bit of a learning curve for a simple feature. But I also believe an app also has only so long of a lifetime for future maintenance and just workability in general. Like, you know, you never know if some of these apps might cease to have updated compatibility in the future, and then, you know, you're just kind of stuck with something that had less features than when you bought it. And you just never know what, you know, I don't even know if this thing has software updates that could potentially brick this thing. I mean, that's kind of paranoid, but I don't know. I think more simplicity in things is just, you know, actual buttons on remotes over apps. You know, if ever I could, I probably would get their smart devices that isn't the amp. It's just everything in it, like the connectivity and stuff. And then I just get another amp to connect it to. But anyways, and 3, there's been a problem with, I've noticed lately on the optical input. I'd have it for a TV show, and it would, I would leave the TV for a bit, go walk away, you know, show's on pause, the unit's still on. I come back, say 15 minutes later, or maybe 20, and then I come back and no sound is coming out. I'm playing the show, no sound. I'm cycling through the options away from optical in, coming back to optical in, and still no sound. And then the only way I'd seem to fix it is rebooting the machine through the app, because there isn't a button for it as far as I know. And then, or unplugging it and plugging it back in. And I think the reboot takes like a couple minutes. I'm not sure if unplugging's any quicker, but you can see how that can be a bit of an inconvenience. You know, one would have to know how to turn off the unit, because I think even turning off the unit had problems once. I don't know. I tried to recreate it today, and it didn't happen. So maybe it's just every once in a while, but still kind of annoying, you know? Like, with these things, it's no fuss, no muss. This, you know, like the cons I said, and even the last one I said, is kind of like, what's the deal? Yeah, so the cons, even though I love the connectivity this thing has, like, it's pretty darn cool. Like, even the squeezebox server and stuff, pretty darn cool that it does these things. But yeah, you know, just the cons kind of make me rethink if I really want to keep this long enough. So I might return it, but that's my 2 cents. Anyway, end of the review. After this, I'm going to do extras like showing the apps in action, amongst other things. If this is all you wanted to see, then, you know, I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good one. All right, now I'm going to show the app and the unit and my speakers in action. So here's the app, WiiM Home. Find it in the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. This is the browse page. As you can see, here's the inputs you choose. They have a TV input, but I use optical in. I'm not sure where you'd plug in TV on the back there, because I think all I had was line in optical, the subwoofer, yeah, Ethernet and other stuff. Anyways, these are your options, right? You know, if I hit the Wi-Fi button here and zoom in, you'll see the light change, I think. So I'm going to go Wi-Fi in. Now it says it's like blue, but it looks white to me in person. So yeah, Wi-Fi, right? Bluetooth. If you hit the Bluetooth, it goes green. And then a lady.
Now connected to Andre's S24 Ultra.
Right. And then the lady speaks. But yeah, and then there's those other ones, like I said. See, like the Bluetooth has one green, and if you go to line in, it's another green. It's so, yeah, I don't know why. Well, no, TV. Yeah, okay, so peach now. Peach. And then also optical in, which is also peach. So that's real handy. Yeah, like I said earlier about the status lights. But yeah, okay. So I'm going to first start with Spotify. Open Spotify. So it takes me to the app, and I got a song. Pretty sure that has no copyright problems. So yeah, it's playing on my phone. I'll go to a part first before I put it on the thing. Okay. So now from here, you know, like you went on Spotify, you hit your speakers. Says the WiiM Amp, right? So you got your WiiM Amp. It just flashed green for a moment there. And then, yeah, so now it says WiiM Amp, and if I hit play, yeah. You can also control the volume here. You know, from here, even if your phone's off, turn it up, turn it down, right? Your phone's in standby, you can still do it. Or your trusty old remote, right? You know. Okay, honestly, it does get pretty loud. I did say earlier, yeah, you know, I was talking about the depth of the sound. I think it's more so the depth than the volume. But it plays really good, you know. There's not really much to complain about for what it offers and the price tag, you know. But, okay, so that was that. Now, I'm going to go back to Spotify. I'm going to get out of it. I'm going to get back to my phone. And I'm going to try YouTube Music, but with Bluetooth. Yeah, let's go there. And then let's go, yeah, right, Bluetooth. If there's a way to, oh yeah, WiiM Amp. Here we go. It showed up. Pair it.
Connected to Andre's S21.
Yeah, connected to Andre.
Next time, just say, connect my phone.
Well, oh, she's telling me how to do things. I don't know what to tell you guys. Anyways, yeah, so anyways, yeah, YouTube Music. I'm going to go Bluetooth. It's already on Bluetooth. If I play, kind of has a fade in there. Anyway. Yeah. And yeah, probably like anything else. Yeah, Bluetooth. Bigger jumps. Bigger jumps. Probably smaller jumps on the remote. It's kind of one of the things I like about the remote is the fine tuning of the volume. It just really I paused it. It just really can have you find the right level of sound instead of, like, you know how sometimes if the jumps are too big, You know, like it's too quiet all of a sudden and then you jump up and it's too loud. It's like finding the right temperature in the shower. It's like impossible, right? But with this, you know, it's all fine tuning, you know, just which can be kind of annoying if you want to get down your volume big in like seconds, like in like a second or two. But, you know, you can always, I think the holding, I wonder how quick the holding works. Yeah, like if you're already down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. It kind of starts slow at first when you're holding it, and then it kind of jumps a little quicker after like 2 seconds, I think. But anyways, so that's Bluetooth. It works fine. And then you got, I want to go on my Navidrome, so my Symfonium app. For those who don't know, Symfonium, you get it, they give you a trial for 2 weeks, and then after you pay like $7 and something cents for it, at least in Canada. So yeah, this is all connections to my home server. Navidrome, which is, yeah, Navidrome is what is being used as the server for this app. I do also have Plex and Squeezebox. It's all tied to the same library, but I like to play around, right? So, yeah, Portal the Kingdom, I guess. Now let's go. Portal, Progressive Rock, Red Tape, right? And then you go under the Kingdom. All right. Oh, right. I'm still on Bluetooth. So that's cheating. So if I'm out of this, I'm out of the Bluetooth, right? I'm in the app. I'm going to go to the part I want to play, which is that one. It's a pretty cool app. Anyways, scroll this down, you go up, you hit the cast button, and it has Chromecast or universal plug and play. I think I tried them both, and I think the Chromecast, I liked the sound a little better, or there was just something about it I liked more. We have an error. Oh no, it did it. It just had to maybe switch from one to the other. Anyways, Kingdom. Yeah, here we go. And this has got big jumps too. Anyway, so that's another way you can have fun connecting to this thing. I'm gonna uncast myself here. Go back to my device. And then the Spotify. Oh, didn't I already do? Anyway. Oh, I did it wrong. Oh no. Right. You know what? I'm going to do it like this. Okay. I'm supposed to do it a specific way, but here I am just doing this. So as you can see, so Squeezer is an Android app that allows you to control your Squeezebox or even a virtual server over your network. My Android has its own here called Squeeze Player. You fire it up, and then the Squeeze server sees it as a Squeezebox, you know, but it's not really a Squeezebox. Anyway, Squeezer. So you hit Squeezer. There we go. Now it connected. I'm not sure why that didn't happen at first. So now I'm casting from my Squeezebox server onto the WiiM Amp. I'm going to play this 113. You can see the volume go down. So there's a disconnect there. Well, that's kind of native to this app, but you can only adjust the volume to the unit. If you're doing it from your phone, it's got to be in this app. And who knows, it might even work in the WiiM Amp. Yeah, so either app, and you know, there's obviously always good old trusty over here. And you know, you can play and pause. It's handy. It's handy to have, you know. If you don't want to use a screen, you know, you can figure out options, you know. Yeah, so that's through the app. And then yeah, sleep and choose. You mean Zach. Anyways, now what else do I got? Plex. Okay. Plex. You know, there's also Plex. So here's one thing I noticed earlier. You can use Plex, like I use Plex Amp, and then the WiiM Home app can also connect you to your Plex, like I did here, because I'm pretty sure that's Plex. Yeah, it's connected to my Plex account. But like what you saw on the squeezebox server, you have to be in this app. Like, I don't even think you can have the screen off and adjust the volume. Oh, for some reason, it don't want to cast. And I wonder if that's because it's already on in the WiiM app. I'll just do it from the WiiM app. Anyways. So, you know, it's not... There might be some ways you want to play it and it won't allow you because for whatever reason it is. It's kind of something you got to learn as you go along. Anyways. So no control there, or even if the phone's off. Well, you could do it there, or you know, even use this. And then my last one I will show is, well, for the streamers, is just regular YT music. So like I said earlier, yeah, YT Music and Apple Music doesn't have native apps in WiiM, but you can always either Chromecast, Bluetooth, or use Apple AirPlay. Anyways, so I'm gonna do a song here. One on one. Let's go like this. So yeah, now I'm gonna cast. I hit the cast button in the corner there. WiiM Amp. See if it quickly turns itself around. Maybe I'm in, maybe I'm not. Let's go minute 17 in. Minute 17.
Come on, don't be shy.
So with Chromecast, right, because of its integration with Android. You can control things outside the app when it knows it's in Chromecast mode, or even phone off, right? And then, you know, pause on your remote. But anyway, yeah, so for the streamers, I mean, that's pretty much, so I covered, you know, Spotify, YouTube Music, Plex, Squeezebox, Navidrome, and Bluetooth. So now, you know, your TuneIn app I mentioned earlier for radio, you know, WiiM. You could probably even do it from the TuneIn app, I do imagine. TuneIn, I did set it up, and I got, you know, CBC, or, you know, Sonic. What do you got? Sonic 1029.
Aeronautics is redefining who belongs in aviation. Whether you're a woman breaking barriers or someone who doesn't fit the picture-perfect mold, you can do this.
Of course there's an app. I mean, an ad. Frickin' TuneIn. Anyway, so there you got your radio. Yeah, that's all you need, really, to know. Yeah, other options, you know, you pick your city, or, you know, you just look through a list, countries and stuff, and you can find stuff. See the radio around the world, hear the radio around the world. But anyway, and then you have Alexa, which I believe is done by the remote. So if so you hit the mic and then you ask it a question or ask it to do something. I haven't really played around with this, but I'll show you a demonstration. What is the weather gonna be like tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Edmonton, you'll see lots of clouds and can expect a high of 1 degree Celsius and a low of -5 degrees.
Yeah, so you can have it tell you the weather. I think I've asked it to play me albums, and I don't think it quite... Yeah, I don't really think it did anything, but it's something you got to play around with. You know, if you don't want it to just tell you the weather and answers to questions you might have, you know, whatever. I think I pretty much showed you all the extras today, you know, all the demonstrations. I hope you enjoyed even this part of the video if you stayed for this long. Yeah, so it's really up to you if you would like this machine set up in your home, in your room, wherever, in your business. It's very nifty. And, you know, who knows if future connectivity issues or update issues might happen with these things. I don't know. It's a neat unit. It kind of gets me excited just to think about, you know, how much thought they put into the amount of apps, servers, like home server, like Squeezebox is a defunct product from some time ago, and, you know, a lot of audio people will still use the server even with their Squeeze boxes because it's just a handy thing to have, you know. And then the other things you got, whatever other server, I got my Navidrome too, your Plex, you know, and then all the streaming services, you know, it's got the Chromecast, the AirPlay, the Bluetooth, pretty standard stuff. But, you know, it's just good to have an arsenal of things, and, you know, it's an all-in-one unit, an amp, you know, and just, yeah, it's a really good buy for the money, but it's really up to you if you want everything it has and doesn't have, you know. So, anyways, for the price. Anyways, have a good one. Hope you enjoyed.